Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have a conversation that we had with someone who revealed himself to us as a pastor. And in this conversation, he tells us how someone he calls a brother lied to him and lured him into becoming a member of a demonic fraternity. Let us go and listen to what our brother has for us. And please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video so that others can listen to it. Like I told you earlier, brother, I am in a mess. This is something I have never thought of and have never decided to even embark on such thing. I am really going through a lot right now in my life. What did I do to deserve this kind of betrayal from someone I looked up to as a brother who was doing well in ministry? I am someone that I never listened or paid much attention to things about secret societies and this Freemason thing. I felt people were giving much credit to the devil than the creator of the universe himself. And that didn't sit well with me. But all changed when I encountered this thing that I am going to explain to you about. Right now in my life as a young minister coming up, I go to bed and it becomes difficult for me to sleep. The moment I close my eyes, then these entities will start appearing to me and demanding for my part of a covenant that I have no idea what it was in the first place. Now let me start from when I got to realize that my friend who I called a brother did this wicked thing to me. Which is he initiating me into something I have never asked him to nor expressed my desires to be there in the first place. It all happened when early one day in the morning, I couldn't sleep as usual and so I decided to take a walk and pray in my head, asking questions of what has really happened to me. I walked for about 1 hour and say 30 minutes. And I decided to return home and take my bath. On my way back home, I took a sharp curve and I met this man who was dressed in an all-white attire. I did greet him and as I passed him by, he called me and said I should give him some minutes to talk to me. So I went back close to him and he asked if my name and I told him. He then said that he wants to tell me something that he feels is bothering me. I looked at him without saying anything. And for the fact that he was an elder, I didn't want to do anything. I told him to go on with what he wanted to talk to me about. I was going through a lot and the last thing I wanted was for someone to come and mess me up. But for the fact that he was way much older than I was, I decided to listen to him. He started by telling me that he feels that I am a pastor. And at the moment I am going through things that it is difficult for me to have answers to. And he then said that if I can give him my time, he will show me or tell me how it happened and who actually did that to me. What made me decide to go to his place when he asked that of me was that he told me I had gone to a party with my friend. And at the party, we met people who were all of high standards, but what happened next after we got there is still a mystery to me. This sparked my curiosity. Because that is exactly what happened when we got to the party. So he told me to come to his house when I am free. Because as at the moment that we were talking, he was heading for a meeting with someone. He gave me the direction to his house. So that very evening, I went to his place. I met one of his boys in the house, and he told me that he has not yet returned back home. I asked if I could wait for him, and the guy said yes. He gave me a place to sit and even offered me water to drink as well. He was friendly. I felt home when I went there. That is something I noticed as soon as I entered the premises. There was something very calm and soothing about the place. I waited for a while and he came. He welcomed me and didn't even enter his house. He just came straight to where I was and sat by me. After some few moments of discussion, he then brought up something that shocked me. He told me this thing that there is no way my friend will ever come close to me again. I then looked at his face for some time. He smiled and held my hand. He told me that I have a strong aura around me. He called it aura, but he made to understand that that is what others call the presence of God or energy. He said for that very reason, whatever my friend wanted to do with me when I went with him to the place is somehow not working. And what I am feeling or seeing is as a result of what was done. He then told me that if I don't work hard to break whatever curse that I am under right now and any covenant made over my life, I myself will go there one day and offer myself to be a part of them in order to be free. Because he said, what appears in my sleep will command me to go there and do that if I want to be free. But he sees a great hand upon my life that I will be a blessing to so many people. He then advised me to make sure I would never give in to the evil one because of the people I was brought to this world to be a blessing to. As he was saying all these things, I was shedding tears. Let me tell you the reason why I was so teary when the man was talking to me. I remember before my mother passed away, she called me and my 2 siblings one day. On this day she told us that each and every one of us do have a reason that the person was brought to this world. My mother was a very principled woman and a very spiritual person at that. One thing I can say is that she never stepped foot in the church, but she will always wake up and pray. She can be in one place for hours praying. If you ask her why with all those prayers she won't go to church, she will tell you that her mission is not with the church. But for us, we can go if that is where we will find peace. She never forced anyone to do anything without the person's own conviction. And she talked to us individually after she has spoken to us all. Now when I went to her on her, she asked me to kneel down for her bless me. After blessing me, she told me that I should be very careful. Because what I have in me, people will pretend to love me, but they are the very people that will make sure I end up where I don't want. My mother told me that there is this mighty hand that follows me, and for that reason, I should keep my life pure for the service of humanity. These were the things my mother spoke to me. About my 2 other siblings, one is a white garment prophet as I speak to you right now. And the other also took after my mother. She will not go to church, neither will she join my brother. But she is more sharp when it comes to the things of the Spirit. If she picks a phone and tells any one of us anything, we don't joke with it. Because it will certainly happen. Sometimes I wish they are with me in the same faith, but I understand them. Because knowing where we were raised, you don't force anything on anyone, so I just hope that one day we all will come to one accord and experience the same thing together. Let me now tell you what really happened to me. There is this friend that I had. I never saw him as a friend. That is why I told you earlier about what my brother had done to me. We have been friends and brothers for more than 15 years and he has been more like a brother to me. But one thing I must say is that my sister, even in that early years of our lives, never liked him in any way. Our senior brother will come in when arguments erupt between us because of my friend and settle the issues. We did lost our father in the early stages of our lives. And so, when our mother died, my senior brother stood in and did a good work as a senior brother and a father figure for us all. We stayed in the same house till we were of age and could do things on our own way. It was only when we started embarking on our individual assignments that we went out of the house. But my sister stayed back in our house and never left. It is understandable, because she is the embodiment of my mother. So my senior brother told me in a talk with him that, to prevent the fight that comes up between my sister and I shouldn't let my friend come to the house again. This way we can maintain the bond that exists between us as one family. So when I finally moved out of the house to embark on my mission, this friend became like a brother. He was so close to me that he practically knew everything about me. So that is how I lived my life. I wasn't away from my family, but he was also like a brother to me. He later in life began the work of God and I was happy for him. So we all were doing our work as servants of the one who brought us here in this world. We did this work till he got the chance to be with the leaders of some of the bigger churches in the city at that moment. Sometimes they will call him to go do something for them. He will sometimes take me along with him when he is going to meet them. But I always never felt okay for some reason I don't know about. I never understood why I never felt okay when I went with him to meet this man of God. This should be something that every young pastor should be happy and okay about. But for me, I never felt okay, and so I decided to always give him excuses whenever he asked that we go together. He then stopped asking for me to go with him. All this while, we were living in the same apartment together. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. But after some time, he came to tell me that one pastor who says he wants to take him as his spiritual son wants him to go and rent on his own. And so, he has given him the money for the rent. I wanted him to use the money for something else, since we had a place already. But he said he wanted to be faithful to the man and so he said I should help him get the place. He got the apartment and he moved in. And so, there was some distance now between us. Within a short period of time, my friend got a car and he appeared to be doing great. I was very happy for him, because I saw it as a blessing from the Lord. Little did I know that there was more to these things than what I know. But since I was not in the know of what was going on, I was deceived into thinking that it was genuinely a blessing from the Lord. He came to me one day and said that his spiritual father is organizing a program to welcome his wife for the States, and he really would love me to be there as a friend and a brother. I didn't want to go, but for the fact that he insisted I go with him, I didn't want to turn him down. So I agreed to go together with him to the place. When the day came, we went together to the venue. He told me it was a new house his pastor has built for the wife as a gift to her. And so the party is a welcoming party and also opening the house. When we got to the place and his program started, I saw some alcoholic drinks to my shock and surprise. These people were pastors and Christians in general. And I expected them to do and know better. Were they pastors or people who were at the pubs and nightclubs during the nights? These were the questions I was asking myself whilst I was there. I couldn't stand it and so, I wanted to leave the place. That was when my friend called me to come with him into a place that he said was more convenient and more comfortable for me. He gave me a drink which he said was a soft drink. And truly, it was a Coca-Cola drink that my friend had given me. I took the drink when I was with him and after some few minutes after taking the drink, I didn't see anything again. I was out completely. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. Whatever we have for our brother who needs help, we will and have started communicating with him behind the scenes to see how best we can help him come out of this thing. So at this point, I would like to hear from you, our beautiful family members. Please let us hear from you. Let's listen to your views and concerns and comments in the comment section. Again, I would like to stress that we do not have any motive, but we are here to help our innocent brothers and sisters to realize what is happening out there that they do not have any idea about, so that they can make their own decisions going forward in their walk with Christ. The only thing I can say is that, know Christ for yourself. Because it takes you to discover yourself, and nobody else. Let me talk about what really is happening in this generation. Our people and loved ones are gradually being deceived into thinking that the blessings of God is only material things. That is another agenda of the evil one. There is nothing being preached on the pulpits again nowadays, except the fact that only prosperity messages are being spread across. Just for the congregation and the children of the Most High to think that the blessings of the Lord is in material things. Forgetting that wisdom, good health, long life is all a part of the blessings of the Lord. I always say that, know the God your Lord for yourself. And do not see God from someone's perspective. Because you might not know their sources and the kind of things they do behind the scenes before they come and tell you the supposed word of God. We will continue with what our brother have been discussing with us in the next episode. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. I pray that we learn from some of these stories and live a better life. If not for anything at all, it pays to live a decent and better life. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.